Wind and Truth is dense, and there's probably a lot of small details that went right over your head. So in this video, I picked out my 7 favorite moments that I completely missed on my first read through. The ending of this book was explicitly said in the opening chapter, and I can't believe we all missed it. Hello World Hoppers, welcome to Cosmere Horizons, your one-stop shop for everything Cosmere. Some of them are plot things, some of them are Easter egg things, and some of them are just insane foreshadowing that was in the earlier chapters. These are in no particular order. To start us off, I'm going to start with the epigraphs that foreshadowed major events early on. On day 1, epigraph 6, we hear about how there's 2 witnesses to the quest that Cal and Seth go on. However, we learned after the book that this was not Seth and Kaladin, which I originally thought, but it was actually Szeth and Nightblood. Also, the entire epigraphs of day 2 is about a king learning to leave his nation so that they can grow on their own without his hand to guide them. That feels a little on the nose. Dalinar. Also, we have my personal favorite one, and it's the epigraph on day 8 when they're talking about the Proverbs of Towers. It says, "Rarely, the wise will also seek, in loss, to flip the board and scatter the pieces. But if you do this, it is likely the last time you will play." It is the last game that Dalinar will ever play, and he did flip that board. The second thing I have on this list is from the prologue. When Gavilar learns that the Stormfather has been lying to him, he sees a vision. It goes by so quick, and it's just one sentence that you miss it on a first read through, but it literally says the ending of the book. "He saw storms, endless storms, and the world was so frail, a tiny speck of blue against an infinite canvas of black." When the Night of Sorrows has happened, that is literally Azimir. It is that one speck of blue on the map. You could also argue Urithiru, but we do know that Azimir is the only place where the sun is shining. Isn't it crazy that that one sentence is just thrown into the prologue, and it's like, it's what? That's my favorite one. But later on I get into what I think the end note of the Stormlight Archive means. Third on the list, we know that Szeth Spren 12124, after leaving Szeth, goes and finds his way to Sigil, where the 2 of them go on their own journey. Now, for those of you who have read more of the Cosmere, you know where this plotline goes. But one thing you may not have noticed is that 12124's name has an extra meaning. 1, A, being the first letter of the alphabet, 21, U, being the 21st letter of the alphabet, and 24, X, being the 24th letter of the alphabet. If you get it, you get it. And isn't that crazy? Like, his name was in there the whole time. Like, it shouldn't have been a plot reveal. It was literally there the whole time. Coming in 4th on the list. So, we know Dalinar's arc, the Stormlight Archive, is to unite them. He's hearing it all throughout the Way of Kings, and he does continue to hear that through the series. And this has been interpreted in many different ways, uniting the High Princes, uniting Alethkar against Odium. However, at the end in Wind and Truth, unite them is given a whole other meaning. He efficiently unites all the shards against retribution. Isn't that so cool? Oh my gosh, that's actually insane. That's so cool. It's so full circle. It was said all the way in this one. It was said right here. I didn't know that this was the case until I saw it on Cosmere Junkie's Instagram. So shout out to him. Go check out his channel. His Instagram will be in the description below. 5th on the list is something I've been seeing online a lot is people aren't realizing once they finish the book. And I honestly didn't realize it when I finished the book. But Shallan is pregnant, y'all. In chapter 147, we see Shallan cradling her stomach, thinking about how she doesn't only have to survive in Shadesmar for herself. It explains the steamy shower scene, I will say that. That kind of felt out of the blue. I was like, what is the plot significance of this? It's crazy in Wind and Truth when you see Brandon showing and not telling. Sorry, that was a low blow. I know that might have been obvious to some of you, but for me, and I've seen a lot of people online, this went right over our heads. Also, now that we're talking about plot things, I'd love to comment on the symmetry between Navani being into Fabrials and now she herself is trapped in a Fabrial/gemstone if you count Urithiru as that. I just think there's definitely some symmetry there, and I think that's really cool. 6th on this list, we have something that I've been looking for a long time, and it's something that Brandon has been teasing for almost 13 years. And it's the name of the 16th shard that we did not know, often dubbed by the community the Survival Shard, and that is the Shard of Reason. And we got its vessel name too, which is pretty cool. Also, I want to shout out, we found out the name of Hoid's Dawn Shard, and that is the Dawn Shard of Exist. And finally, the 7th thing I have on my list is the Kedek in the endnote of Wind and Truth. For those of you who don't know, a Kedek is a piece of poetry often used by the Vorin religion on Roshar. It's basically a poem, except for the order of it. The first half is then flipped, and you say those words in reverse order on the way out of the poem. So the endnote to the Stormlight Archive is almost a Kedek. It says, trusted words, known words, renounced once, renounced words known, words trusted once. So the main thing I'd like to shout out with this Kedik is it matches up perfectly with the title of the books. If you line it up to what I just said, we have The Way of Kings, Words of Radiance, Oathbringer, Rhythm of War, and Wind and Truth, or Knights of Wind and Truth, as it was originally titled. I saw this one on Reddit from user UnlikelyAd715, and I thought it was absolutely incredible. I knew that the titles themselves were Kedik, but to see it line up perfectly, almost, with the endnote of the Stormlight Archive, I think that's really cool. As for what the meaning of the endnote actually means, we don't really know, but I have my own theories behind what it could possibly mean. These words are found atop Urithiru after the Contest of Champions, and we know that it is not in Dalinar Kholin's hands. I think it was the consciousness of the power of honor. Now granted, this is all a theory, but what I think it's talking about is the oaths that Dalinar made to honor and how he renounced those words. And I think it is about the power of honor overcoming its obsession with oaths and being more to your word than what that word actually means and what you're doing is actually honorable. It's talking about trusted words and known words, and those are the oaths and ideals. And by the end, it's talking about how those words were trusted once, saying how I used to think those words should be trusted, but now I'm not quite sure. As we see the ... as maybe some sort of questioning. Granted, that is all speculation, but that is my personal take on it. And as a fun number 8 that I just want to throw in here, Taln, Bearer of Agonies, did not break. It is revealed that Shallan's mom, Chana, is the one who actually gave in and started the new round of desolations. Also, Taln tried to kill cultivation. They really just said that and then just moved on completely, like it wasn't the craziest thing we've ever heard. Anyway, those are my favorite hidden details in Wind and Truth. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite moments are that you think other people missed. And check out this video if you want to see my spoiler review of Wind and Truth. All right, that's it. I got a new set. Bye.